We are at a really kind of marker in time, which is that the eclipses are coming. And I'm recording this under the Libra moon, the last Libra moon, before a Libra lunar eclipse. And I was tweeting this yesterday, or posting it yesterday, that I can feel the energy. You can almost feel it pulling us in now. I don't know about you out there, but there's a feeling of being kind of pulled into what we think about eclipse season, which is the acceleration of fate, the beginnings, the endings that emerge and that feel maybe out of our control or out of our power. I think in the post I said something like the tides of fate pulling us or something like this. If you've ever been in the sea, you know when those tides start pulling you out or in, you're kind of done for them and you've got to surrender over to the movement of the ocean. And I think it's an apt metaphor because we have Saturn in Pisces during all of these eclipses ruling the lunar eclipse in Libra. We have Mars in Pisces ruling the solar eclipse in Aries on 8 April. The lunar eclipse in Libra is 25 March. And I know I keep talking about this over and over, and that's what has been a major focus on my mind because of how potent and powerful I think these upcoming eclipses are going to be. What I'm going to do in this video is just try to offer a few phrases, a few attitudinal and maybe philosophical approaches to how we can embrace a moment like this. I've been thinking about the time when I lived in New York City. I lived there in 2008, 2009. I stayed in the East Village, in Alphabet City, and then Harlem and Washington Heights. But when I lived in the East Village, when I first got there, it was quite expensive even back then, but I stayed there for a few weeks or however long it was. And I remember seeing this mural, the Joe Strummer mural, right in the East Village. I forgot what street or avenue it's on, but it says "The future is unwritten, Joe Strummer," and has a picture of Joe Strummer, one of the members of the Clash. And I didn't really know who Joe Strummer was at the time. I was like, what is this about? Who's Joe Strummer? What does it mean? But I always appreciated the sentiment because the future is unwritten. And, eclipse season, I think that's the best attitude, or one of the best attitudes, is expect the unexpected. We're going to be pulled into things, and how these things emerge and the factual specifics of what those emergences are unknown. I mean, we literally don't know what they are. And I feel like that's the nature of eclipses themselves, because eclipses are the Earth blocking out the light of the sun so that the moon turns red, or the moon blocking out the sun. The eclipses by their nature are unexpected. You go for years and years in a certain place and all of a sudden you look up and it's black during the day. That's a wildly unexpected turn of events that you may not have expected, but for astrologers and astronomers and people whose specialty is to map these things and time these things. And in that Joe Strummer mural, it says, know your rights. And I think that's the other part of advice going into all of this. Now, as we've hit that, as of today, the moon in Libra, know your rights. Astro speak version of this is, what are the house topics that are being activated? What are the symbols of the sign of these eclipses? And let's explore the symbolism. Let's look into this symbolism and try to understand what the contours of this planetary symbolism are. What are the edges and the kind of depth and weight and power of what is being evoked symbolically? This would be kind of like know your rights going into this moment, so that when the unexpected arrives, we've planned, we've been able to feel into the potentiality using the astrological symbol set as a guide. That's the power of it. And so that's really what I would say here is, let's start going into those symbols and maneuvering through those. Now, each of us in our chart has houses, and we have planetary placements that will impinge directly upon these eclipse symbols. And we can't do that in a video like this. It would just be long, drawn out. You would take hours going through each rising sign and each potential placement of Mars and Venus and Jupiter. But we can collectively, do it. You can check out the video I'm doing in World Astrology Report. Should be out here any day on that channel, Dan's channel, where we go into some of the symbolism of this first lunar eclipse. We start talking about it. You can check out our year ahead video. That one goes into a lot of this high level. But here we sit on the cusp of March and April, two of the most powerfully intense months of this year. And what are the symbols operative? It's Aries, right? That's the April solar eclipse. It's in Aries. So what is that war? That's Mars. That's force. That is the power of passionate maneuvering and breaking free and separating. So we know that's in play. Maybe there's unexpected separations that are going to happen for you, and that would fit the symbolism. The lunar eclipse that comes before on 25 March, we know it is Libra. What is Libra? It's the rule sets that are made in group structures to bring unity. So it can often be serious Libra, serious conversations, a serious maneuverings to bring groups into concordance with each other. Those aren't always easy conversations. I think Sam Reynolds, astrologer Sam Reynolds, talks about those being Libra being part of a mafia. He's got a zodiac mafia. I don't know how many signs are part of his mafioso grouping, but and so what if you have new emergences around people wanting to break free from group structures that are being held together kind of in a tenuous way? I mean, that would fit the symbolism of just the signs of the eclipses. And then you've got the Piscean, right? All the planets in Pisces. And so we're talking about unknown dream realms, realms of the dream. We're talking about maybe people operating on a non-logical basis, people maneuvering just with feeling. And that's how they're going to try to navigate these initiations, cardinal signs, Libra, Aries, these initiations around group concordance and around individual separation, navigating them through some kind of creative dream states or non-logical ways, or not being able to even talk about it. Sometimes the eclipse energies are so potent and so unexpected. Expect the unexpected. The future is unwritten. Know your rights. Sometimes those are so wildly accurate but simultaneously unexpected, it just becomes too intense. And the only thing we can do is just surrender over in like this Piscean way and just get through it. And so that might be the power of Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Pisces during this eclipse season, to sort of release yourself, permission to be confused. The beauty of confusion, beautiful confusion. I think that's an Elliott Smith line. The beautiful confusion. Embrace it. Instead of saying, oh, I'm confused, I don't really know too much Mars, Saturn, and Pisces. What if you turn that the other way and you say, yes, I'm going to let myself be confused. I have permission to not know and not figure anything out. Just ride these initiations as they unexpectedly emerge here. So just some thoughts. I wanted to record this because we're really getting into it now at the end of February. We're getting into now this eclipse moment. We're being pulled more into it. And the genesis of this video, I was sitting talking to someone. I was like, I just could feel the energy. Like, stuff is taking off now, and it's getting to where we are the train is leaving the station, and we're in for this ride of the eclipses. So take care out there. Enjoy this eclipse prep. Check the symbols of your chart, the houses: Libra, whole sign house; Aries, whole sign house; Pisces, whole sign house. Those are the locations of where the topics of these eclipses are going to arrive. And take care. I'm enjoying some sunshine here. We really got some sunny weather, and have a good one. We'll talk soon. Check out that World Astrology Report, March astrology month ahead, that will be released very, very soon, and I'll talk to you later.